Easy this morning. Know what got to hear Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know what I'm trying to do is grow, like I always say. Let's make the rest of it the best of it. All right, so if you're watching on my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more value. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and like and share and comment where you're coming in from. Right? So yeah, welcome. And today I want to show you guys a way to make money all from your phone. Okay, so if you haven't heard about forex trading before, all it is trading currencies on the market and making a profit, or you can also lose money, right? But it's basically just buying, selling, trading currencies on the market for a profit. Okay, and you can make money with this from your phone, right? All you need is your phone, Wi-Fi connection, a broker account, and a little bit of money to deposit into your broker account, right? If you have those things, then you can start making money with me, right? Now I'm here to show you guys the steps on what to take, the exact steps to take so that you can get this set up for yourself, right? Somebody took the time to show me this about 5, 6 years ago, took the time to show me this way of making money online. And ever since then, my life has really changed. I'm not a multi-millionaire yet, but definitely on my way. And this is going to be one income stream that I'm going to use to get there. Okay. So my journey with Forex trading has been a rough one. There's certain things that I could have done differently that would have catapulted me into just a different stratosphere in the Forex world, right? But um, there's certain characteristics about your personality that you really need to address to be a successful trader. Okay. And what trading is going to do for you is going to expose those flaws, right? In your personality, your characteristics, right? These characteristics that we have that keep us from being profitable traders. Okay. So that's really what I'm really grateful for Forex trading for, is that it exposed these characteristics, right, that were holding me back from being a profitable trader. And I had to address those, right? I had to work on those. So, for example, one characteristic that you have to be a profitable trader is discipline, right? The big D word, discipline. You must be disciplined with your Forex strategy, with your risk management, okay, with this process, right? This repetition of learning the skill, continuing to grow, right? You have to be disciplined to be a profitable trader. Another characteristic that you have to have is patience. Okay. If you aren't a patient person, then Forex is not going to be for you, right? Because if you're not patient and you're in a hurry, right, to try to hurry up and get rich, and you want to take shortcuts, you want it right now, right? You want that instant gratification. Forex is not going to be for you, okay? Because you're going to try to do things that are going to try to speed up your process, and you're going to end up hurting yourself, trying to skip steps, trying to rush, not having patience. I'm just keeping it real, right? These are things that I could have learned earlier, right? I could have addressed earlier that would have made me a profitable trader way earlier in my trading career. But because I didn't, and I kept neglecting these things, right? And just trying to hurry up and get rich, and hurry up and flip a dollar with Forex, I continue to blow accounts. I continue to fail over and over again. Yeah, I would see a little bit of profits here and there, but it would always get blown away because, again, I wasn't patient, I wasn't disciplined, and these other characteristics that you need, right, to be a profitable trader. So yeah, my journey could have been a lot easier than what it was, what it is, and I want to make it easier for you, right? So if I let you know the things that held me back from being a profitable trader earlier, right, and then hopefully you can avoid those things early on. All right, so that's what I'm going to be here for, just like a guide, type of coach that's going to guide you along this journey, right? Hopefully make it easier for you than what it was for me. Okay. So, with that being said, the first thing that we need to do, right, before we get into creating your broker account, and learning how to trade and taking your first trade, right, you first need to get this mindset down. Okay, you got to focus on your mindset, and this is one of the reasons why I wasn't a profitable trader really fast. It's because I skipped this part. Right, I just was trying to hurry up and make money, trying to hurry up and get rich, and that's just not the way to go about it, right? So just give me 1 second, find these notes. Here we go. Okay, so like I said, one of the first things that you need to do, you need to focus on your mindset, right? This is going to play a major part in your success with forex trading. Believe it or not. Yes, we gotta go through the strategy. We gotta take the trades and all that stuff, right? The physical strategy. But honestly, what it comes down to is the invisible stuff, right? The things that we can't see, things that are going on in inside of your mind. All right, I'm only being real. I want to break this down for you so that you don't have to go through the same thing that I went through. If I would establish this, what I'm about to show you, right, this mindset part first, who knows where I would be at right now? I would not be here. I would not be where I'm at for sure. For sure. Right? So that's why I want to get you to get this mindset down. So 5 years later from now, you'll be in a totally different place, right? A totally satisfied, designed place. All right. So this mindset. A few questions that we have to ask ourselves before we dive into this Forex mindset, right? First thing that we need to figure out is what exactly do we want? What do you want? What do you want out of life? What do you want to buy, right? With the money that you're going to make from Forex? Where do you want to go? What type of lifestyle do you want to live? You really need to take time to sit down and think about this, especially if you've never asked yourself this question, okay? Because I can tell you this, right? If you've never asked yourself this question and figured out and established this, right, wrote it down, if I can't ask you this and you can't answer me quickly, right, and you just go right to you know exactly what you want, I can tell you this about yourself. For the past 5 to 10 years, you've just been going through the same cycle over and over and over and over again. And you can't seem to break out of it. Seems like you always meet the same people, you're always going through the same experiences, always attracting the same situations, year after year after year after year. How do I know that? Right? Because that's what I was doing before I established what exactly do I want out of life. And until then, right, till I asked myself these questions, I was just going in circles. I was just going in circles, roaming around, and just going through the same situations over and over, right? Wondering why, God, right? And it wasn't until I sat down and I said, well, you know what? What do I really want? How much do I want to make in a month, a year? What type of business do I want to have, right? What do I want to be remembered by? What exactly do I want? And this could be a difficult question, right? This could take weeks for you to figure out exactly what you want, right? But if you just sit down, you talk to God, have a little talk with Jesus and ask him, right? Talk to him about what you really want and you'll figure it out. It'll come to you, right? Another good way to figure out what you want is to watch documentaries of successful people, right? Or maybe people that had success and lost it. You can learn a lot from learning about other people's lives, right? So maybe you need to get inspired and watch some documentaries of some successful people, right? And that will kind of inspire you to figure out what you want out of life. Yeah, but you got to sit down and figure that out first. Right? That's the very first thing that you need to do, because until you figure out what you want, like I said, you're just roaming around, going in circles, and you're just going to continue aimlessly just waking up on accident, going through the motions. And until you establish what you want, right, that point B, you won't get anywhere. So figure out that point B, right? You know where point A is, you know where you're at right now, but you got to figure out point B, right? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to take this thing? All right, so that's number one. What do you want? Number two is, what are you willing to give for what you want? What are you willing to give for what you want? Hmm. Right? Because I can tell you this is going to be a price. There's going to be a price for success. Every successful person that you know had to give up something. They had to make some type of sacrifice. There was some type of exchange for what they got. This is how everything works. This is how God designed it. There's a reason why God made it this way, right? There's a reason why He made it the way where we have to give something to receive. Just like breathing, right? You got to exhale to inhale. Just like farming, you got to give the seed before you get the harvest. Just like having a baby, right? The seed has to be planted for the baby to be born. It's a give and receive thing, right? You're going to have to give something for what you want. And the prisons, the streets are filled with people who try to change this law, right? They try to get around this principle. They try to get before they give, and you're not going to be able to reverse this law, right? This goes all the way back to the beginning of time. God first had to speak out into the universe, let there be light, right? So He gave His words out into the universe, and in return, He received light. Okay. So you're going to have to give something, right? If God had to give His words, right? If God had to do an action to give something first before God received, what makes you any different? What makes you any better than God, right? So you're going to have to give up something. There's going to be some type of sacrifice, some type of price that will be paid. And that's up to you to decide what are you willing to give. For me, I was willing to give up everything. Right? I was willing to sacrifice my social life. I was willing to sacrifice hanging out with family. I was willing to sacrifice going on dates, going out to clubs, socially drinking and just hanging out, right, at bars and stuff. I was willing to sacrifice all of that. Buying new clothes, designer clothes, right? Buying uh, all these things, right? These material things. Willing to give up that for what I want. For you, it may be a little bit harder, right? It may be a little bit harder to give up some things that you're enjoying right now, or for you to give up anything, right? To give anything, your money, your time, your service. But you have to figure out what you're willing to give, right? You're not going to be able to get around this law. All right, so figure it out. What are you willing to give for what you want, right? And write that down. Number three, the last question is why. Why do you want what you want? Why? Okay. And this is one of the most important questions, because if you don't figure out why you want what you want, it's going to be really easy for you to give up. And the funny thing about giving up is everyone experiences this feeling of wanting to go the easier route, right? And give up. Everybody. If you go after something greater than yourself, you're going to come across a time where you feel like giving up. You feel like throwing in the towel because it's too much struggle, it's too hard, it's too challenging. And your mind is going to try to figure out ways for you to get out of it, right? To avoid that pain, that suffering. Everybody goes through this, right? It's just human nature. It's the way our minds are wired. Our minds are wired to the design, right? Of avoiding pain, avoiding challenge and struggle, right? The difficult way. Our mind is designed in a way where it automatically figures out the way to avoid that pain, avoid all those struggles, right? And things that are going to build your character. It's just the way it is, right? It's just human nature. So you're going to come across a time where you feel like giving up. The antidote for this is a strong why. Okay. A strong why. You have to have a why that's stronger than that feeling of wanting to give up and go the easier route. Every successful person that continue to keep going through that struggle, through the challenge, through the difficulty of figuring it out, they had an extremely strong why, right? Because I can tell you this: when you start having those feelings of wanting to give up, and you're going to have them, right? You may be having them right now. When you have these feelings, you're going to have to reflect on this why. Why are you doing this? All right. And the why that I'm talking about is a little bit different from the why that other people explain. Right. This deep why that I'm talking about is an experience that you never want to experience ever again. All right. This is deep down inside of you. This is something that you have pushed down, you have suppressed, right? Deep inside of you, right? This is an experience maybe in your past that you went through that you never want to experience ever again. Ever again. Right. So an experience for me, right? Just an example, give you guys a little bit more insight on me. An experience that I never want to experience again is having to live out of my car. Okay. That was very embarrassing. A grown man living out of his car, right? Nowhere to go, nowhere to lay his head at, right? That's not a good look. And then it's something that I never want to experience again. So when you see me going hard, you might see me fail at certain things and they don't work, right? But I continue to keep going. I continue to reinvent myself, rebrand, refocus, and continue to keep going. And the reason why is because I have a very, very strong why, right? I never want to go back to that lifestyle. I never want to experience that again. So I know in order for me not to experience that, I have to keep going. I can't let things bring me down. I can't let one little no from somebody. I can't let losing money or something not working out the way that I wanted it to stop me and send me back to that lifestyle that I never want to experience again. Understand? So you got to figure out, right? And ask yourself, be real with yourself, and only you and God knows what you've been through, right? The experiences that you've had and the ones that you never want to experience again. All right. So you got to figure that out. Just take time and just reflect. Okay. It's not being negative. It's not searching for negativity in your life. It's just being aware of what was happening in the past and you never want to go back to that. Okay. All right. So after you establish those three questions, now we can get into the more Forex side of this mindset, right? And what a mentor told me before I got started, he said, no, it's going to be 95-5, right? Your success in Forex is going to be 95-5. I was like, what does that mean? It's going to be 95% of your mindset, 5% how to. 95% mindset versus 5% how to. What this means is your focus, majority of your focus needs to go into your mindset, right? Not the strategy on how you're going to trade or the pairs that you're going to be trading or whatever, right? The actual doing of whatever it is you're trying to do. And sometimes we have this backwards, right? We put the 95% focus into the how to. We want to know how we're going to do it. We want to know when it's going to happen. We want to know the exacts of exactly how it's going to happen, right? How we're going to do it. When really, we need to put our majority focus into the way we're thinking, what's going on inside of our mind, right? So there's these 10 different little rules or tips or whatever about Forex, right, that I've come up with so far along my journey. And I want to share them with you guys, right? So number one is make sure your expectations are realistic. I know sometimes people are going to try to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be realistic. You should think as big as you can and be delusional, right? And yeah, there's a time for that. But right now with this Forex, you need to be realistic about your expectations, right? You're not going to, most people are not going to just jump into Forex and just become rich within the first week. I've seen it happen. Okay. I see some crazy things happen in the Forex world, but it's not common, right? It's not common for you to deposit $1,000 and then you wake up to $10,000 day, $20,000 day, right? It's just not common for somebody just to jump in here, not know anything, and just start seeing success. I have seen it happen though. Okay, I'm not saying that it can't happen. I've heard success stories. I've heard the glory stories of people putting in a little bit of money, and within that first month, they made millions of dollars. Okay, but that's it's just not common. It's not realistic. But I'm not saying that it can't happen for you. Okay, it can happen, but it's going to be a big risk, right, for that to happen. So you want to just approach this in a realistic way. Understand, like for example, if you start with $50 per day, all you need to do is aim for 1 to 3%, right? Like let's say you start with $100. Okay, 1 to 3% is going to be $1 to $3 per day. Okay, and that's what you can expect. Some days it may be more. Okay, you could have a $20 day, $50 day, one day, right? But what you should expect is that you're just aiming for little percentages per day to consistently add up to a big win. Okay, so 1 to 3% per day, that's actually really, really, really good. Okay, because think about it like this. Let me put it in perspective for you. Your bank, when you keep money in your bank, right, in the savings account, they're going to give you a return, right? But the return is going to be 1 to 2% annually. Okay. So you're probably making less than 0.01% per day. Okay. That's with any big bank, right? Any mainstream bank. If you don't have a mainstream bank, then it's probably less than that, right? You probably get 1% per year. So to be able to make 1 to 3% per day, that's an amazing return, right? If you can stack that up per day and do 1 to 3% for 30 days straight, okay, that's like 30%. 30% month, right? That's an amazing month. But people are so focused on just trying to get it right now, right? The instant gratification. They want to make 1,000, 5,000, 10,000% increase in one day. And like I said, yes, it does happen. Okay, I'm not saying that these things don't happen or to not get rich fast, right? Because success does love speed, but Forex is just not the thing that you want to look at like that. Yes, it can happen to you, right? If you stay consistent over amount of time, those big crazy days can happen and they will happen. But just starting off, right, it's just not common. And that's not how you want to start off. That's how I started off thinking like that, right? Aiming for the $1,000, $10,000 days, right? Start right off the bat. And I would blow account after blowing account. And I would go into my savings, put the last of my savings in and blow that because I was in that mindset. Okay. Just a not realistic mindset, not being patient, not being disciplined, wanting to find get rich quick schemes, right? Just so I could hurry up and flip a buck and try to get rich. All right. So that's a realistic aim, right? 1 to 3% per day. That's all you need. Okay. And understand whatever you start with, like let's say you're starting with $100, 1 to 3% is going to be $1 to $3 per day. Yes, it's not going to seem like a lot of a profit at first, right? It's going to make you really frustrated because you want to see the $1,000 days right off the bat, right? So for you to just have to continually stack up $1 to $3 and be patient with that, it's very hard for people to do, and that's why not a lot of people are successful at forex trading. Okay, so the next thing is you need to understand all we're trying to do with forex is win more than we lose. If we take 10 trades, all we're trying to do is win six or seven out of those 10 trades, right? So we will be a profitable trader. Anything over 5 wins, you're a profitable trader. Okay. So you need to understand we are going to lose trades, right? There will be days where we have streaks of losing, but you have to understand in the long run, all we're focused on is trying to win more than we lose. Okay. Understand that anything above 50% win rate is profitable. So even if you're a 51% winning rate, you're a profitable trader. Right? We're just trying to get over that 50%. Number two, it will be a process. All right. And I want to put this in capital letters because people try to avoid the process, right? We try to do everything that we can to avoid this process. And this is what I did when I first started. I was trying to do everything that I could to avoid the process. I was trying to find people to manage my account, get into trading signal groups, right? To copy signals, buying all kind of bots and all kind of tools and stuff that I thought would hurry up and make me rich, right? And skip the process. But you need to understand this. It's all a process. Okay. It's all a process. Everything is happening to build on top of each other, right? To get you to that next level. It's like going up a ladder. You don't want to try to skip from step one to the 10th step, right? You're going to end up hurting yourself. There's a process, right? Each step teaches you something that helps you out with the next step. It's a process. Okay. How long would the process be for you? I don't know. It could be 6 months, could be a year, could be 3, 5 years. Like for me, it's going on over 5 years. All right. But we can't control the when, right? We can't control the when, the WHEN. All right. You don't want to stress yourself over when is it going to happen for me. You just want to focus on being consistent every single day. That's going to help move the process faster. The more consistent you are, the more disciplined you are, the faster the process will be. Right? So if you want to know how long the process is going to last, ask yourself, how disciplined am I? How consistent am I? Number three, it's not personal. The market doesn't know you. Okay. So I see this a lot. Traders, they get on and they may take loss after loss after loss after loss. And they start to blame the market, right? They start to blame the brokerage or Forex in general, right? They start to say it's a scam. It's always personally out to get their account and their money, right? The market doesn't personally know you. You're not that important, okay? It's nothing personal. The problem is you. You're the common denominator, right? So you can't look at the market and try to blame the market because you keep losing. It doesn't know you, right? Personally, it doesn't care about your little money, okay? And it's not personally out to get your count, right? You're not that important, right? You gotta pop that bubble. You have to lower your pride, right? Your ego, get rid of that, and understand the problem is not the market. The market has been doing the same thing for hundreds of years, right? So understand that it's nothing personal. Market doesn't know you. It's not personally out to get your account. Number four, acquiring the knowledge of the market. The more you learn, the more you earn. Okay, repetition is the mother of skill. So I know you guys have heard this before. It's kind of cliche, but it really is how it goes with forex. The more you take time to learn about other successful traders, books that have to do with trading, the more that you jump on here, practice your strategy, right? The more repetition that you use, the better that you will get at it. But this can't happen if you're not taking the time to acquire the knowledge of the market. All right. So you got to take that time. Just like you guys take time to do other things. All right. We take time to smoke. We take time to drink. We take time to find out what our friends are doing and go hang out with them and go out to bars, right? And stuff. And all these other things that we find time to do. You have to put aside the time to build your skill. All right. So number five, it's okay to begin with a small investment. Okay. It's okay to begin with a small investment. And this is what I thought at the beginning when I first started trading. I didn't think it was okay to start off with a small investment. I thought that made you look like a weak trader or like somebody that's not successful. But you got to understand every successful person started from zero. They started from $1, right? And built their way up. Everybody started from zero. Everybody starts from day one. All right. So it's okay to begin with a small investment, and don't let the pressure of other people make you feel like you have to put in your life savings, right? Just to try to impress people that you have a lot of money in your forex account, right? Nobody honestly really cares. And the people that do care, right, that are talking about just saying, "Oh, you're on a demo account," or "Oh, you're only trading with $100," those people are usually broke or they're not trying anything at all, right? A successful trader is never going to judge somebody who's starting off with 10, $50, $100. Okay. So it's okay to begin with a small investment, but understand when you start with a small investment, right? Like 50, $100, it shrinks the margin of error. Okay. It makes the margin of error smaller. Okay. You have to take more precise trades and you have to focus a little bit more than you would if you're starting with 1,000, 10,000, $100,000, right? There's more room for error the bigger the amount that you're starting with. But it's okay, right? If you can only afford to put in 50, $100 right now, then that's okay. Focus on building that up, getting your small percentages per day until you double that account. Once you take $100 to $200, you can take 1,000 to 2,000. You could take 5,000 to 10,000. You could take 100,000 to 200,000. Okay. Number six, stick to the strategy. Okay. Stick to the strategy. You're going to learn strategies over your Forex career. Okay. There's going to be some that are going to work for you, some that aren't. The ones that work, just hone in on one that works and stick to that strategy. Win or lose. Okay. And that takes discipline. It takes discipline to stick to a strategy. Okay. To jump around from strategy to strategy um, is an undisciplined person. Right? Somebody that can stick to something every single time, regardless of how they're feeling, regardless of how it looks, that is true discipline. Right? They can make themselves do something over and over and over again. right? Number 7, maintain proper risk management. I'm going to show you guys about that when we start trading today. All right. But you want to make sure you're using proper risk management. This is how most people blow their account. All right. Now, when you get a better trader, right, you don't always have to follow proper risk management. You can start to over leverage, right, and not use proper risk management. And sometimes it'll turn out good for you. Sometimes it won't. But at first, you want to stick to proper risk management. You want to make sure you're using your stop loss, your take profit. You want to make sure that you're not, if you're starting with a small amount, you're not taking big lot sizes, right? A big one standard lot size on a small account, and then that trade blows out your entire account. All right, so you want to maintain proper risk management. Number 8, this is a big one. Wake up early. Okay, the market starts moving usually around 2-3 a.m. Right, and that's when the moves are made. Right, so people are up 3 a.m. making money, thousands of dollars before you're even thinking about waking up. All right, so you want to get into this habit of waking up before everybody, getting your day started, right? I wake up at 5 a.m. usually most days, take time to meditate, do my devotions, go through my whole manifestation routine, okay? Get in my word, work out, get hydrated, right? All these things that I do, but it has to happen earlier in the day, okay? So I get my day started 5 a.m. For you, it doesn't have to be that extreme, right? But if you have to be to work at, let's say, 8 a.m., then you need to get up at least 2 hours earlier, right? So that you can get your routine in and you can get your trades in for the day before you have to be to work. All right. So getting up early, every successful person that I know, they have this in common. They all wake up early and get the day started before everybody else. Right. They've already been worked out, done their studying, they did their meditation, made their money for the day, all before you even wake up. All right. So you want to get in that habit. Number 9 is trust your analysis. Like I said, this kind of goes along with just sticking to the strategy. But yeah, your analysis is going to be the best analysis. Right? Along your trading journey, you're going to meet a lot of professional traders, a lot of other people. Even their analysis, right, isn't the best analysis for you. Your gut feeling, the analysis that you draw up, is the best analysis for you to trust. I had to learn this the hard way. I was putting my trust in everybody else's analysis, everybody else's strategy, everybody else's what they got going on, right? Their whole philosophy and how they approach trading. And I had to look in myself and trust myself, right? Because we all have the same percentage of being right. It's all 50-50 for us. You can get in for a buy and it can go the opposite way. Or you can get in for a buy trade and it can go your way, right? It's 50-50 for everybody. It doesn't matter how many years you've been trading, the probability of you winning a trade is the same for everybody. All right. So your analysis is the best analysis. Yes, take in consideration of how other people draw up their analysis, right? But ultimately, you want to trust yourself. Okay. And there's a deeper reason of why you want to trust your analysis, right? Along the lines of other people may not always be around you, or you may not have access to the people that you're trusting their analysis, right? People come and go. That's why the only thing that you really need to put your trust in is you and God. God is never going to leave you nor forsake you, and you're not going to ever be able to get away from yourself. Okay. So, number 10, do not get greedy. Once you see how fast we can make money, it's going to rock your world, right? And it's going to change everything in your world, the way that you look at money, the way you look at other people that are making money, right? That you may have thought were really making money, but once you see how fast and how much money you really can make, you'll see, right? $20 an hour is really not anything. It should not take you an hour to make $20, right? This whole forex trading is going to open up your mind to a whole different world where you're going to look at money in a whole different way, and it's going to change everything that you believed and everything that you were taught growing up. Right? So that's the mindset part, right? I know that's kind of the dry part, the boring part, right? We really don't want to address, but that's the most important part. Okay. All right. So now we're ready to get into the 5%, right? The how to. This is the actual steps that we have to take to start trading. So first thing that you want to do is create your broker account. So you can click that link above or in the description, and it'll bring you to this page here, right? You're just going to click create account. All right. And well, it should take you to where you need to register, right, for your account. After you register, it'll take you to this back office. You will not see any of this at first. At first, all this will be locked. You'll need to turn in your KYC documents first. All right, so this is your proof of address, proof of identity. This is for tax purposes, so they know you are a real person. You are who you say you are. Okay, so once you turn in those KYC documents, they're approved. Your account will say verified. Your wallet balance will be here. Okay, you can go to wallet, go to accounts. All right, so what you want to do is click on accounts. Okay, so we're going to create our real account and our demo account. Okay, so creating your real account, you'll click on that. You click on this first one, 1 to 500. It's cool. And turn to accounts. All right, so now we have our real account and we want to create a demo account, right? So click on demo, click create account, create account. All right, so now you have your live account and your demo account. The reason why you want to have a demo account, right? This is a just like it sounds, a demo account would be fake money, like paper trading money, but it allows you to practice, okay, to get your reps up, right? Like I said, remember in the mindset, repetition is the mother of skill. But the only way for you to really practice and practice your strategy over and over again is create a demo account. You don't want to be like me and practice on your real live accounts, all right? And blow account after account because you're practicing. Go ahead and get you a demo account, right? It's okay. Don't let that pressure of other people, like I said, right? It's the mindset. This is where that mindset comes in. Don't let the pressure of other people force you into doing something that you really don't need to do, right? You don't need to hurry up and start rushing to make money. You don't need to prove to people that you have a bunch of money, right, to trade with, or that you want to just make big winning trades so that you can impress other people, right? You don't need to do that right now. That time will come. There's a time and place for everything. Right now is not the time for that. The time right now is for you to get this skill down, right? Get your reps up. So you got to ignore all that pressure. Just create a demo account. Okay. So once your account is created, come over here to deposit and deposit the money, the amount that you're going to be starting in your live account. All right. So that balance will pop up here. Now you want to make a deposit to our wallet balance, right? To put into our live account. So what we're going to do is come over here to deposit, and you can deposit with cryptocurrency or you can use a card. Okay. Easiest is probably just going to be a card or Bitcoin. Okay. You can buy Bitcoin with Cash App or Trust Wallet, crypto.com, Coinbase. All right. And you can deposit using BTC or you can just use your credit card here. All right. So there's a $25 minimum trading balance for you to start with. And with Bitcoin, it's $30 minimum. All right. So you're going to click confirm, whichever way that you chose. Right. If it's with card, then you click confirm, pay with your card. If you chose crypto, click confirm, and it's going to show a Bitcoin address for you to send to. All right. So very, very key for my people that are using cryptocurrency to deposit. You have to double check, triple check, right, when you're working with crypto, because one number or one letter that is off is going to send to somewhere totally different, and you're not going to be able to get that money back. You're not gonna be able to call anybody and get that reversed. It's just the way cryptocurrency is. All right, so you got to be very exact. You got to be sure that you're sending it to where you want to send it to. Copy and paste. Again, copy and paste. All right, and even sometimes when you copy and paste, you can mess up. So you got to triple check, make sure there wasn't any what is it, where it fixes the words automatically, right? Um, make sure that's not on, right? Because that can easily happen where it changes one word, one letter, and then it's sent somewhere totally different. Okay, so be very careful. Once you deposit, your money will pop up in your wallet balance. I'd say give it about 30 minutes. And then we want to make an internal transfer, right? So we want to transfer the money in our wallet to our live account. Okay, so you'll see internal transfer here once your money pops up here. So you just click internal transfer. It'll ask you what account do you want to take it from and send to. Right, so we're taking it from the wallet balance to our live account. Right, so you'll choose wallet to the live account you created, deposit amount. Okay, you'll put in here the amount that you want to deposit into your live account, and then click send. Once you do that, your wallet balance will disappear and the balance will show up in your live account. Now, from here, you're ready to start trading, right? Or practicing your analysis, your strategy. Okay, so what you want to do, come here to trade. Once you click trade, it'll redirect you to the trading platform. It'll ask you to log in. You'll use your email and the password. All right. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get rid of these drawings. Start from scratch. All right. So to zoom in and out, you can use these. You can use this tool right here, right? Zoom in, zoom out, or you can use these bottom. Just click at the bottom, hold down the mouse, right, and you can zoom in and out that way, or make it longer, shorter, like that. All right. So first thing that you want to do once you get here, okay. So we want to change the pair. So you come over here, type in XAU USD, and this is gold. Okay. So I usually trade gold. I may get into some crypto like BTC. I may even try some stocks, right? If I know a stock that's going to be rising, I may get into a small position on a stock and let it ride, right, for a few months. But yeah, for most part, I just trade one pair, right, and that's gold. So for you, I suggest that you choose one pair, okay? And it may not be gold, right? Gold is kind of extreme starting off. When starting off trading indices is kind of extreme, but it's just the pair that I chose. Right? So for you, it may be Euro USD, maybe GBP, JPY, right? But just my suggestion is just choose one pair, stick to that pair, get to know that pair, and it'll make trading a lot easier. Okay. I've tried it the other way, right? I've tried it trying to focus on a bunch of different pairs, trying to catch every play, and it just didn't work out for me. I'm too ADD, right? My attention deficit is just too short. It's all over the place, right? So me just focusing on one pair is just the best thing for me. All right. So first thing that we want to identify is the trend of the market, right? The trend of the market. We want to ask ourselves, what is the trend of this pair, right? So a fast way to figure out the trend is ask yourself, is price starting in the bottom left or the top left? If it's starting in the bottom left, this is an uptrend. Okay. So you just want to draw your trend line from the lowest point to the highest point. Okay. It should look something like this. All right. So congratulations. You just figured out the trend of your pair. All right. This is the very first step. And this is on the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, like I said, you want to back out to like the 4 hour or daily, just so you can see an overall picture of what's really going on, right? You always want to look back to get right. Look left to get right. Right. Somebody taught me that a while ago. Um, I believe it was Jay Pips. Right. He told me that a while ago, years ago. Right. So you always want to look left to get right. What does that mean? You want to look in the past, what's going on in that pair, to give you an indication of what may happen in the future. Okay. So yeah, back out to either 4 hour or the daily. Find our trend, right? We have our trend line drawn. So now that we've identified the trend line, and for this to be an official trend, it needs to touch your trend line at least 3 times, right? So you can see here, boom, that's one touch, two, three. All right, got 4 or 5 here. So three touches, this is our official trend. You know, it makes an official trend. Next thing we want to identify is our major reversal points. Major reversal points. Okay, so actually, I'm going to do this over in trading view. All right. And the reason why I want to do this over in trading view is because it gives me my circle tool. All right. So tradingview.com, this is another platform that you can use to draw up on your analysis, right? And just practice. They also have a broker attached to TradingView, right? If you want to use TradingView as a broker. But yeah, like I said, right, we want to back out to the bigger time frame. Mm, okay. So on the 4 hour, price is starting bottom left, working its way to the top right. We're still in official uptrend. Okay. On the 4 hour time frame. So first thing I said, like you want to do is identify your major reversal points. Okay, so we'll come over here, grab our circle tool, and identify our major reversal points, right? So this is any point that goes up and then just reverses, or comes down and reverses. All right. So we just draw circles around these, and like I said, you don't need to identify all of them, just enough to give you, idea of what's going on. Okay. All right. So we've identified our major reversal points on the 4 hour time frame. Okay. Right now, price is right here. So the next thing that we want to do, now that we have our major reversal points identified, basically just like connecting the dots, right? So places where we see these major reversal points, these are going to be areas of resistance and support. Okay. So to make this a little bit bigger. Oops. All right. So we grab our rectangle tool. We are 4 hour. All right. And then for our bottom, somewhere around here. right, y'all. So now we have our 4 hour resistance, right? Resistance is always going to be on the top. This is a place where price is getting to this point and reversing, right? So we see here, price got to this point, reverse. Price got to this point again, reverse. Got to this point, right? So only two things can happen from here. It's either going to do what it has done in the past on the 4 hour time frame, right? Where it respected this area, came back and retested our support, or it's not going to respect this area, break through, and maybe head to a new all-time high, okay, which will be around this area. Okay. Now, okay, so the top will always be the resistance. This is a point where price is going up to. Think of it like this is your house. Okay, so the top will be your roof. This is resisting you from going past that point. The bottom will be your floor. This is like the floor that supports you. Okay, so think of it like that. Top is the roof, bottom floor, top resistance, bottom support. Okay, so price is in between this zone right now. Okay, and that's not really all that I do. I just trade from zone to zone. That's one of my strategies. Okay, trading from zone to zone, and I'll show you my second strategy. It's called the break and retest strategy. Okay, so yeah, like I said, bouncing in between our zone, right? Starting on our resistance, coming to our support, consolidated, test our support, broke out, right? Now it's back at our top of our resistance. So, like I said, you can only do two things from here. It's either going to respect like it did in the past and come back down to test our support and our trend line, or it's not going to respect and it's going to break through, making this our new support, and our new resistance will be somewhere around here. Okay. So how do we know when to enter, right? How do we know when to enter, and how do we know if it's going to respect this area or if it's just going to continue its momentum and continue with this bullish run, right? So there's a few different ways that you can tell. It's getting a little bit more advanced for people, but you can tell by the candlesticks, right? Candlesticks can give you an indication of if momentum is going to continue in a direction or if it's going to reverse. Or you can look for candlestick patterns, right? Certain patterns like head and shoulders or um, tabletop. Okay, these are different patterns that you're going to learn over the more that you trade. Okay, so a fast way that I figure out if price is going to reverse or continue is I go down to a smaller time frame, right, to get a better entry. So we're going to come up here to our time frame tab, and we're going to go down to, let's say, the minute time frame. Okay, and we're just going to do the exact same thing that we did on the 4 hour. Okay. So remember, like I said, first thing that we find out is the trend. Okay. Trend of the market. Right now, starting in our bottom left corner, working its way to the top right, that's an uptrend. Right. So price is starting on our trend, bouncing off, coming up to a certain point. Right. This is our 4 hour resistance area. Bounced down, right? Reversed, came back, retested our trend line, bounced off a couple times, came back to our resistance, 4 hour resistance, consolidated, and now broke out into our resistance, right? So we're in the middle of our resistance area on the 4 hour. Okay, but I'm really looking for this to reverse back down to our minute time frame trend line. Okay, so this is our 1 minute trend line. Okay, so now we have our trend line identified. Like I said, we identified our major reversal points. Grab our circle tool. Boom. Right. And like I say, you don't have to identify all of them. Just give you a general idea. All right. So we are at the top of our 4 hour resistance. Okay. So this is going to be like our okay, so let me make this a different color. Make this. So we actually can probably choke up on this a bit. All right, and this will be our 1 minute support. 1 minute resistance. All right, so you can see here we are at the top of our 1 minute resistance. Okay, so price is looking to bounce in between this zone, right? Reaching up to our resistance, coming down to our 1 minute support. All right, so now in the case that this does break this resistance area, right, then we definitely will be looking for it to continue to fill this 4 hour resistance, right? So we could catch some short term buys coming up to this area. But I do eventually seeing it come back down to our 1 minute trend line, right? Which will be down here. But right now, all right, so if it does not respect this 1 minute resistance, this will be then become our new support. Our next area of resistance on the 1 minute. Let's back out a little bit. Okay. All right, so it is looking like it's breaking through this 1 minute resistance. So this will now become our support. Okay. And this will be our new resistance. Okay. So what we could do is now entered into this new zone. Right. So if it's looking like it's not respecting this area, so we can use this as our support. This top will be our resistance. We could try to catch these buys up to this next resistance area. All right. And I would probably set your stop loss like somewhere around here, just in case it does decide to reverse and come back down to our trend line, right? Our 1 minute trend. All right, but it does look like it's trying to pick up momentum. All right. So there we could try to catch some short-term buys on this pullback, right? Should try to pull back to our support. So we're gonna head over here. And get in for this buy. All right, so we are in a buy, looking to ride it up to this area resistance like around here. Okay. But we got to be careful if it does decide to reverse, right? We probably could look for our second buy entry somewhere around this trend line, right? Trying to ride it back up. But yeah, close. Okay, we are in a buy right now. Okay, so y'all, that's the trade for today. Like I said, make sure you set your stop loss. I would probably set the stop loss around. Let's see, set your stop loss around the 2709. Probably the 2704 area, right? Because it could pull back. All right, so just to be safe, we'll set our stop loss 20 around here. just in case we get the turnaround, right? Because it could very well could respect this area and continue back down to our trend line, right? Our 4 hour trend line. But what I'm anticipating is it at least coming up, creating a new all-time high. All right, so we'll set our take profit around here. All right, so here's a trade, right? Here's a trade for the day. We're just going to hold this out. Live or win, right? It could, if it does decide to reverse, we'll look for another buy option around the trend line, right? Looking for it to bounce off. My second strategy, right? Trading zone to zone is my first strategy. My second strategy is the break and retest strategy, right? I call it bars. Okay, so what will happen? Like, let's say we just have this reversal, is we'll have price come to our trend line. It'll make a break. It'll retest. And then continue down. All right, so this is called the break and retest strategy. All right, so this is the pattern you usually see. So if it does start to reverse, I would wait for it to get to the trend line, see what it's going to do, if it's going to respect. If it doesn't and breaks through, we'll be looking for the retest and then the sell, right? So we're looking for a sell opportunity around here. If this happens, if it doesn't, right, and we do end up in profit, I'll be looking to probably close out of this trade somewhere around here because it's probably going to do some type of pullback back down to our trend line. And then from there, it will probably take off. Okay, so two scenarios. It's either going to go with our trade, right, up to our new all-time high, eventually come back to retest the trend line and then take off, or it's come back to our trend line, break, retest, and continue down. Okay. So, y'all, hopefully you got value from this today. I appreciate each and every one of you that come through. If you want to join my trading group, right? If you want to join the trading group, go ahead and create your broker account. Make sure you deposit. After your deposit, go ahead and text me. Let me know that you're inside and that you've made your deposit. Yeah, if you need help, right, getting set up, just reach out to me, the messenger, and I'll walk you through. All right, so hopefully you guys got value today. Know what, guys, here, Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know what I'm trying to do is grow. Like I always say, make the rest of it the best of it, and don't reach out the top because that bottom is way too crowded. Let's go.